Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very special guest, Mr. John Scofield. It's truly a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
And today we're here because Mr. John Scofield is on his 2024 Ibanez Guitar Clinic tour. I heard it's such a tight schedule, right?
Yeah, it's great. We're going so many places in Asia, and every day we travel and then do the workshop at night. Yeah.
Because I heard you only arrived in Taiwan in the afternoon.
I don't know, just now. Yeah.
Wow.
And I went to the hotel and I had a little nap, which is good because I'm still jet lagged.
Wow.
I was in New York 2 days ago. You know.
Wow. This must be a
3 days ago. Yeah.
A long journey.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So today we're going to take a look at your techniques and experiences.
Okay.
Okay. So for the first question, I would like to ask, what key moments has shaped your approach to jazz guitar?
Wow, what key moments? Ryan, I don't know because there's so many things that happen over a lifetime. But I know this is crazy. This November, I will have been on the road playing music, touring for 50 years.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. Somebody told me that at another interview. But, I started as a kid when I was 11 years old and started with rock kind of guitar and popular music with my friends. And then I started to be interested in jazz. And not just jazz guitar, but jazz music in general. But I already played guitar, so I stayed with guitar, And I was lucky because I lived in the New York area. So in order to, I was able to go to New York City to hear music, all kinds of music, not just jazz, but rock and pop, stuff, and blues. So, I got into it, and then, I started to collect records and met other musicians that were older than me. And everything I've learned to play came from hearing people that were better than me and luckily getting to play with people that were better than me. And I think that's what shaped me more than anything. If it had just been me alone listening to records, I don't know how anybody can do that, but I was lucky. I got to meet people, sometimes young guys my age, because I went to the Berkeley School when I was 18, and met these kids that were much better than me, and that's who you learn from. That's what shapes you as a musician.
So for you, the most important thing for the music is to play with people. Yeah, play with other people and see how they approach it and learn from them. And then you share ideas. When you're a jazz musician and you're playing a song and you're improvising on it and you hear somebody else take a solo, you learn so much from that. Yes. This afternoon I was on the MRT. I was just watching you playing Stratus, the song Stratus.
Oh, with Billy Cobham.
Yes, on YouTube. That was
phenomenal. 50 years ago. That was like 49 years ago, or maybe 48 years ago.
And when I just heard you doing sound check, wow, it's like I was in space.
Oh, thank you.
And next question will be how has your playing evolved over the years?
Well, I hope I've gotten better. That's the main thing. I hope I've improved. Maybe I'm fooling myself. Maybe I've gotten worse, but I don't know it. I think when I started, and I made records that I wish that I'd played better on. So there's recordings of me from the early days, and are hard for me to listen to. But so I have improved. I think I learned more about music.
Yes.
From listening and meeting other people and just having the time to study the music and study the history of the music, and listen. Because now we can, hear all these recordings for the last 100 years of music.
Yes. So it's not only about guitar music.
No. Any good musician is just about music. No matter what instrument you play. Of course, I love guitar, and I'm always interested in checking out guitar players. Sure.
Yes. Okay, so talk about guitar. Can we talk about like the guitar you use today?
Yes. This my guitar that I'm going to use today.
Yes.
It's an Ibanez AS200, and the JSM models are based on this guitar. Actually, I have two of these, and the Sunburst one was the first one I got. I was in Japan with a Japanese trumpet player, a great guy, Hino Teramasu, and Yuji from Ibanez Guitars came and brought me this guitar, and he's still with the company today.
Yes.
He's on tour with us.
Yes, I just met him.
Yeah, and so they gave me this guitar in 1981, and I loved it. You know, they were at that point looking for, you know, I think American artists and artists to play their instrument. They weren't as famous then as they are now. I was lucky they gave me this guitar, and I've been playing it ever since. And it's a semi-acoustic guitar. So when I first started to play jazz, I had a big fat jazz guitar, you know. And then I started to play with kind of fusion bands that were very loud, and that didn't work. So I got a solid body guitar. And I think the thing you saw me playing was Stratus with a solid body. And I missed something about the sound of some acoustic sound. So I went and started to play these kind of guitars, semi-acoustic guitars. And when I was a teenager, B.B. King had always been my idol. You know, before I got into jazz, I was a blues fanatic, and he played this style guitar, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how would you describe the specialty of this guitar compared to like a traditional semi-hollow?
I think this is very even, which I appreciate all over the instrument. Some other guitars have a lot of character, maybe sound great in one register, but I found with the Ibanez guitars it's quite even. It's just a great guitar, you know. You got two pickups, you got treble, you got rhythm, and then you put them together in the middle, and
That's it.
yeah.
Could you show us like how would you use different pickups and the knobs?
Okay, let's see. Well, like I said, you got two pickups, and this is the neck pickup that I use mostly, you know, and that's kind of a nice. Two pickups together, and it's more of a trebly sound. And then you go to stun, which is just this back pickup.
It's more of a rock sound to it. Oh, and I see you use very thick strings, right?
Now, yeah, I mean, I go back and forth. These are heavy. This is a 13.
Wow.
But this is 16, and this is 20. So the top is very heavy because, I don't know, just to get as fat a sound as I can, because with this style guitar, not just Ibanez, but any semi-acoustic guitar, it seems like the high string is a little weak because of the design compared to arch top.
Oh.
And no, I think solid body is weak too for the high string. But somehow on arch top, they're all the high string is more powerful. But I think I like the sound of this guitar more, so I compensate for it by using a very heavy string. But it takes a lot of hand power, you know.
Yes.
And you can't bend it as much, but you can still bend a whole step, you know. And then because this B string is lighter, you can bend more on the B string.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
and then this third string is unwound.
Yes.
So it's a 20 unwound. And then these are kind of heavy, 32, 42, 52.
Wow. Yeah, very thick.
I don't know, you know, sometimes I go down to a lighter string. Sometimes I do change, you know, I put 11.
The next question would be, You have a very unique sound and phrasing, and could you show us like how do you achieve them?
You know, that's an impossible question to answer because your sound and your phrasing is just your voice.
Yes.
You know, so if I was a singer, I'm not a singer, and you ask me, how do you make that sound with your voice? You played the instrument long enough and you learn to get a sound that is pleasing to you. Now, it's not always, I don't think, that it's a sound you hear in your head that you recreate. No, you're playing an instrument, so you have to play that instrument. So you just play it long enough and you find things that you can do on it that you like. And that's what I do. You know, and phrasing is another thing. Phrasing, you know, makes you think of the note choices and the rhythm that you're using. And that comes from learning songs, copying other musicians, not just guitar, but, you know, trying to learn phrases from other people. And then it comes out your own way,
yes.
You know, because in the end, you can't copy anybody.
It's like years and years of experience.
I think so, yeah, I guess. Yeah, just doing it for a long time.
Is there anything that you are still learning or working on?
Oh, yeah. I feel that when I'm learning a song or learning some new music, I'm in a state of grace. That's when I feel the best because I know what I have to do and I work on it. I don't think about the things that worry me so much or whatever. And learning is a wonderful thing, you know. So I'm trying to improve and to learn, to add to my vocabulary. That's what, with playing jazz music, you know, it's a vocabulary. You have words you can use, but they're musical phrases, you know. So I'm trying to extend that, and, you know, and write some music every day. I'm thinking about music and listening to other people that I like and trying to get inspired by that, you know.
Yeah. And would you sit down and like, I'm gonna practice a lick? Would like really be like that?
Yeah, sure. The problem with licks is if they sound like licks, you know, and it sounds like, oh, that guy, he has this memorized thing, but he doesn't really feel it. You know, you got to feel it. So it's good to learn licks just like songs, you know, phrases, but then they have to come out of you like you're really thinking about them, yes. Not like your fingers are doing the work. No, it has to come from inside you.
Yes. Okay, here's the question. Do you have passions outside music?
Passion. Oh,
like
do
hobbies.
I have passion?
Hobbies.
Oh, hobbies? Because I'm on the road a lot. So I have a Kindle and I read books, you know, all kinds of stuff. And sometimes I read old detective novels, you know. Right now I'm reading this guy, Donald Westlake. It's great stuff, you know. And it's about criminals. It's just a novel, you know, something to do. So I enjoy that. And I watch TV. My wife and I, we sit and we watch, especially during the pandemic, you know, we watch so many shows, right? Oh, my God, we watch, because every night after dinner we just sit there, you know. I don't have any active hobbies, you know, but I have a house and a yard. You know, I have chores to do around the house and, you know, but I don't have like a motorcycle, no. I try to exercise, you know, just walking around though. It's not exciting. It's not like I'm out there on a 10-speed bicycle, you know. And I exercise a little bit, you know, just because you have to a little bit. I could do more, I'm sure.
So is there a question you wish the interviewer would ask?
No questions that I like. All questions, no. I'm joking. Let's see, no. You ask good questions. I like your questions. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so the last question will be, what's one key lesson that would you give to a young musician or even your younger self?
You know, I think teaching music is actually hard. I've given a lot of guitar lessons in my life, and the more that I teach, the less I know somehow, because I'm trying to put into words what we kind of intuit about music, you know. I guess the lesson would be believe in what you feel. The music that you love for a reason, and we should stay in touch with that. And the other thing is, you gotta practice. And the practice is really important, and you'll see results if you put in the time.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you very much.
Good interview, yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited to see your show tonight.
Okay, yeah, fantastic.